everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Agnes Low, professional corporate trainer and Gallup strength coach. Today is a very special day. Today is Valentine's Day. To honor this special day, I have invited a couple who are my dear friends, full of wisdom of how they live and keep their loving relationship so fresh after 30 years of marriage. They are Ruby and Paul Callary from the state of Idaho. Ruby is a business consultant focusing on staff leadership development, and Paul is business consultant focusing on business development. I'm sure today's topic is very catchy. They said, how to make Valentine's Day every day. Let's welcome Ruby and Paul to introduce themselves and also share how they make every day like Valentine's Day. Thank you, Ruby and Paul.
Thank you, Agnes.
Thank you.
Thanks for the introduction, and I guess I'll go first. I think for someone who once had a belief that I was going to be single for the rest of my life because I lost faith in relationship, in finding a good, compatible life partners. So 35 years ago on Valentine's Day, when Paul proposed to me, I think my dream came true. And it changed my life to from no hope to being in gratitude every day to have a loving relationship with my husband.
I think a lot of ladies like to learn from your faith. How about Paul?
Well, I always say I'm the lucky one. And people always tell me how lucky I am. But I don't know if anybody ever told Ruby she was lucky at being married to me. But it's been wonderful. It's been, there are ups and downs, but one thing consistent through that whole period is love.
Wonderful. Is there anything that really sustained this loving relationship? Because I always remember Ruby always shared with friends that she hit the jackpot. How can it be? Wow, this is really a wonderful description that she always feels so lucky to get married or know Paul. And how can you really remain this relationship? And every time in any anniversary, you will still mention the same line. That is so vivid to me. I really feel so impressed. Can you share with us is there any practice or what do you do daily and then keep this relationship so lively and so great?
Well, I think what guides us in this relationship is our core principles. When we were dating earlier on, Paul suggests that oftentimes people treat a stranger with more kindness and courtesy than we treat our loved one. So, and respect. And I think oftentimes in a relationship, the basic respect is lost for both parties. So we actually have been due diligent in honoring that core principles in this marriage. We still say good morning, good night, always thank you, please. Really never take each other for granted. And we share every day how grateful we are for each other. And it's not just talking, but really deep from our heart that we feel that love and gratitude. And I think when things are good, it's easy to be loving and kind, right? But it's only when life becomes challenging, then we are being tested. Tested whether we applied our core principles to guide us, tested to rise above myself and look at the other person with kindness and compassion and with love. And I think life is never that simple. Yeah, we always go through the ups and downs in life, but each time we are faced with challenges and difficulties, it brings us back to our core principles. How are we treating each other? Yeah. How about you, Paul?
I think that's worked well for us, and Ruby summarized it pretty well. The thing that we'll say to each other is basically snaps us out of our ego, is when we look at each other and say, would you say what you just said to a stranger? Because unfortunately, the human condition is such that we'll say things to someone we love that we would never, ever say to a stranger out of just the heat of the moment. And that thought almost always stops immediately any argument that we're having. And we both agree that it's our ego at the time. If I'm mad with her, it's my ego. If she's mad with me, it's her ego, probably. But getting back and resetting, that's the important part. Becoming aware and being grateful for the person you're with. Those seem to be the principles that work well.
It's very important to treat each other like a stranger in a way that keep the respect all the time and always reset with this kind of attitude, and you can keep your relationship fresh. Wonderful. Now, I know that it's easy, just like what Ruby was just said. When it's like a good time, then it's easy to keep the relationship wonderful. How about challenging time? I know, Ruby, you had come across some challenges in your health, right? So how do you rise above and when you are facing challenges, adversity time in life, and how does two of you keep the relationship?
Sure. I like to share it from two perspectives, in terms of facing challenges and how do we work it out. So on a day-to-day small challenges, if for whatever, usually very trivial, insignificant issue, if I get agitated with Paul, I really make an effort to not drill on what set me off, but to look at him as he's the same man that I married. He has not changed. What is my expectation that's changed that make me agitated with him? And at that time, I really make my best effort to think of all the good things that he has been to me, all the kindness, all the love, all the laughter he gave me, and then to shift from that agitation, anger to a place of gratitude. Yeah, so this happens on a daily basis, not daily, but little things in life. But in terms of big life challenges, may that be health, work, family related, I think no one is spared from that. So for me, about 15, 16 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So cancer is something, we usually think would only happen to other people because, no one is ever prepared for getting news like that. So in that time, I learned a lot from Paul. He turned that fear of uncertainty and doubt into love and support. And in very early on, he made it very clear that he loved me the way I am, no matter what I have, what I don't have. And then I think it gave me the courage to make the right decision on the treatment. I select to have double mastectomy because I do not feel any less because of the assurance from Paul, and I am very grateful of that. And perhaps Paul can share from his perspective.
Yeah, my only concern was that Ruby get healthy and be around for a long life with me. And keeping that focus puts everything in priority.
Wow. I really like your wisdom, two of you. This is not about romance. It's a true life. We all hit some kind of challenges in life, and it really shows how two of you can work it out, the relationship so beautifully. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I can hear from two of you that really lead with love, then happiness will follow. This is very important. That's why I can see two of you always so happy, and because of the gratefulness. And thank you so much. I always remember how Ruby reminded me before I let her know the news of my marriage. She always keep on reminding me, have gratitude, have gratefulness to your life partner every day. So I'm also practicing every night with gratitude and exchange and share with each other. Thank you. Do you have any other thing to share with us? Because I think it's better for audience to hear how the difficulties you have encountered and then rise, than all the rosy part.
Yeah, I think in our 35 years of marriage, we've gone through a lot of life challenges. Mm-hmm. And what I learned is that we really get our mindset right. Mm-hmm. Because every challenge is a blessing in disguise. Mm-hmm. There's always a gift in there. So for a big health challenge like I had with the breast cancer, what I learned is the importance of how we face the difficulty. Because I know that if I let my fear take over me, that the ripple effect of the fear will transcend to the rest of my families, my children, my husband, my mother, and my mother-in-law, who both will live with us at this time. And by rising above my own challenge, I become very conscious of my relationship with the breast cancer that I was facing. Mm. And on top of that, with Paul's love and support and kindness, that becomes very manageable. Mm. And if we remain grateful in the face of challenge, then it becomes easier. It doesn't need to be as hard. Mm. Because the best gift we can give to our family is a loving, kind relationship as parents. Mm. That for the parents to have a loving, kind relationship, that is the best gift for any children, because they role model that. They model after their parents, good, bad, anything. So this is the best gift any parents can give to the family and the children. Mm. Yeah. Great. What about you, Paul?
Well, I'd amplify Ruby's comment about the gift. We see it with our own adult kids. We have 3 grandchildren from our son, and he's been in a relationship that's at least 20 years old at this point in time, probably married for 15 of those. Mm. And I think that they are more in love today than when they got married. Mm. And I think that seeing a good, stable, non-drama relationship like ours helps. Same is true of our daughter. She's been in a very long-term relationship, which for someone in their late 20s, I think she's off on a good track. Mm-hmm. And we can't take credit for that, but the flip side is they don't see the trauma and the drama coming from us, and I think it helps.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wow, I really treasure all your sharing. I think this is a great lesson for all of us. Can you share about why Valentine's Day is so special for two of you? And that's why we also chose the topic. So can you share?
Well, the way I look at it is 35 years ago, on Valentine's Day, Paul proposed to me. Mm. But what I choose to focus is on, again, back to basic gratitude. Mm. Yeah, that I have a life partner who loves me very much. And I love to reciprocate that love by focusing on the goodness we have. Mm. And not the imperfection we have. We both have imperfection, but we choose to stay in gratitude, truly, and be grateful for what we have and not what we don't have.
Mm. Wonderful.
I think from my point of view, Valentine's has become a day where we remember our engagement more than Valentine's Day in a traditional sense. And it wasn't by accident. I knew sometime before I asked Ruby to marry me that I wanted to ask her. And I thought, well, Valentine's Day would be nice. It's certainly a nice, easy date to remember, but it's also a very romantic date too. So we think back on this day in a lot of areas, both going forward and our love going forward, but also just remembering the path we've been on.
I see. I guess because of pandemic, probably this year is a bit exception that you may not go out for dinner. In the past years, probably you will celebrate to have dinner or do something special going out as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Normally a dinner would probably be what we would do. We'll still have a dinner, but it'll be a quiet one at home.
Okay, great. Wow, thank you so much for a lot of very rich sharing. I'm sure no matter whether we are in a couple relationship or single, we can learn a lot from two of you. Now, I will always let my guests to talk about any awareness that you like to promote. It's time for you to share. What do you like to have the awareness for us? You can always take the time to promote.
Okay, well, thank you. I would like to invite your audience, your network, to consider contribution to any charitable causes, because not everyone is as fortunate as we are to have a blessed life. And I think we don't need to have a big objective or big purpose to make a difference. Yeah. Some of my former clients that are on the C-levels, they have mansions, they have turned their companies into IPO. So they have fame and fortunes, and they always wonder, what's next? Do they need to buy another company? And I remind them that they don't need any more other than being mindful every day. Yeah, if they are a little more kind and more loving and compassion to the people around them, their life is meaningful and joyful naturally. For example, on the freeway, when we're in a rush, take a moment to give a break for someone to cut in front of you. Break for someone who is crossing the road, and let someone go ahead of you in the supermarket line. Little things like this seems to be insignificant, but it matters. It matters to our well-being and our happiness, and it matters to make a difference in this world.
Wonderful. It really aligns so well with my channel, Happiness Transformation, how we can transform our every life with small, little by little, and it really matters. Thank you so much. Now, my channel is also about power of gratitude. I know you have already, two of you, shared so much about you embrace this value. Is there anyone that you like to show your gratefulness?
Well, I think a practice that we started a long time ago, so long I don't remember when, is to share gratitude daily with each other. One of us will remember and ask the other, what are you grateful for today? And we'll list maybe 3 things, 6 things, not a big list of what at that moment we're grateful for. And then we'll ask the other person to share as well. And I think someone said, and it's true, that you cannot be angry or upset if you're in a state of gratitude. And I think that really helps us stay in that place of just being grateful for life and grateful for each other.
Wonderful. How about you, Ruby?
I think often we take the little things in life for granted, like our loved ones right in front of us. So I'm always grateful for Paul from the bottom of my heart, because my life is full and is full of love and joy and peace, and I'm grateful to share that with him. And I'm grateful for my health, for this opportunity to share our thoughts, and for our family, our family with love, with no drama. And I'm truly grateful for that.
Thank you so much. So to summarize today's Paul and also Ruby's sharing, I think we really need to focus on the be mindful to be always show the gratitude to our loved one, and also respect each other like stranger. Then we can have a very fresh and also a very great relationship. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and also follow my channel. Thank you so much, Paul and also Ruby, and I wish you in Idaho have a great life, and one day we will meet. Have a great day, okay? And have a lovely Valentine's Day anniversary. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.